We return to the action on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Captains are heading out to the center of the field with the giant C with the lightning bolt through it. Meanwhile, you've got the officials set to tell us what happened with the coin toss, which actually is conducted a good 30 to 45 minutes ago, but this is for the crowd. They will let us know who's won the toss, who's going to kick, who's going to receive. Fans still filing into the football stadium. And let's see. Talking to the captains a little bit out there right now. Well, it is a perfect night for football.
Oh, yeah.
Low 80s, no humidity, clear skies. Temperatures throughout the night should drop through the 70s with an overnight low tomorrow morning around mid to upper 50s. So that is just perfect for football, especially at this time of year where you never know. It could be too hot, it could be too cold, but this is just absolutely a perfect night for football.
I'm ready for it to get down into the 60s, so I was a dummy that wore long pants today.
All right, let's find out who won the toss. It was Bishop Dwenger that won the toss. I bet they defer. Yes, they do. So the Saints want to put their defense on the field first. They're going to kick it off. And the Bishop Dwenger Saints are going to go left to right here in the opening quarter. So the Carroll Chargers will test their offense against this really strong Bishop Dwenger defense. I know, Griff, this defense, you're more of an offensive guy, but this defense has been super impressive so far this season.
Here we go. It'll be interesting to see, too, if we can get a good return here because I'm surprised they don't have Van Pelt back as a potential returner.
Yeah, they've got Bachman back, and I'm trying to see who's over on that far side.
That's what I was trying to see. It's not free.
It's not. No, it's not Van Pelt. Lucas Wynn will kick it off, a senior kicker. Left-footed kicker lining it up. He's got it teed up right in the center of the field at the 40. The victory bell ringing and the ball kicked. It is underway here at Carroll, and that one almost goes through the end zone. Not much wind to speak of, and Wynn didn't need it. He just booted that one all the way to the back of the blue turf, and so Carroll will come out, get started at their own 20-yard line. The offense led by Gabe Freisinger, a 6'2", 195-pound junior quarterback, 52 of 88 for 59%, 781 yards through the air, 5 touchdowns, 3 picks. Billy Lauer in the backfield as the lone running back. They'll put 3 receivers bunched up short side left, and they'll go to a quick screen. Bauman the catch at the line of scrimmage. He heads to the sideline, and there's nothing there. Open field tackle by Carter Zent, the junior defensive back, and it's only a gain of about a yard at the 21, 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, good play there by both their defensive linebacker and corner.
From the left hash, quick throw to the near side. Again, it's Bachman. He'll make the catch across the 25 at the 26 at the 5-yard pickup, and it sets up a pretty manageable 3rd down situation with 3rd and 4 at their own 26-yard line.
Well, we'll see how patient Dwenger is with giving them those little out cuts, as we already see their corners creeping up now to take that quick play away.
From their own 26-yard line, left hash. 3 receivers, wide side to the right, 1 receiver to the left. There's the snap. He's looking left, now looks back right. Middle opens up. He's going to take off and run. Freisinger hit at the 28, and he falls forward across the 30 for a 1st down. Good job of fighting through the contact to make sure he got across the yard to gain. And that is a 1st down for Carroll.
Well, it's always imperative that the quarterback has an idea what he's got to get on 3rd down.
Quick snap, handoff, Lauer up the middle. Good running for Lauer. He's got a hole, and he'll get 5 yards out to the 35-yard line. And that is about as good a blocking up front as we've seen from Carroll in their running game.
And as quick. They went pretty quick that time, too.
Lined up, and they'll go quick again. Again, it's Lauer. Oh, he sidesteps one in the backfield, but can't get much after that. He crosses the 35 out to the 36. It's only a 1-yard gain, but that easily could have been a 2 or 3 yard loss as the nose tack for Bishop Dwenger got into the backfield.
Yeah, Bishop Dwenger's defense, they do a good job with their run stunts out of this stack look defense where you got 3 down and 3 linebackers, and they like to do a lot of run blitz.
Showing a blitz, they move a linebacker up in the gap from the left hash, drop back, looks to throw, has plenty of time, moves to his left to get time, finds Van Pelt in midfield, and Van Pelt goes out of bounds at the Bishop Dwenger 44-yard line.
That was just a great play by Grant there, just abiding time, and Dwenger cannot let that crosser do what Van Pelt did there. Quick again.
Will line up quick at the 44. He'll drop, look to throw, pump fake right. Now he'll run to the left, and he'll get taken down. He kind of hesitated as he got to the line of scrimmage, and that is a good tackle for Bishop Dwenger as Doug Henry comes up and takes the ankles out from Freisinger for no gain. 2nd down and 10.
Well, when they look at tape tomorrow, he had Shealy right down the chute of the field for 6.
Still sitting on the left hash, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 2 backs in the backfield to give to Lauer. Nice hole up the middle. Lauer pounds inside the 40 to the 39, a 5-yard gain. And there's a late flag after the play.
That's going to go against Carroll.
Doug Henry got thrown to the deck after the play, after the whistle, and this could be a huge penalty against the Carroll Chargers.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Wington, the tackle, or the guard, I'm sorry, number 74, I believe. He kind of gave a little shove. I don't think is anything overly.
After the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, they got them. Wow.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
No, both sides. They'll offset. And it was after the play, so the play will stand with offsetting unsportsmanlike penalties. So it's at the 39 where it is 3rd down and 5. Scoreless, 9:39 on the clock here in the first quarter.
Well, that ends up working out for Carroll then, because it looked like it was going to be a disastrous penalty.
Shotgun for Freisinger, the junior quarterback. Hard count. Dwenger jumped into the neutral zone, and that's going to bring a flag, and that is a free 1st down, I believe. This is just a matter of whether they're size 11 or size 12 shoes when they step this off. And, yep, they're going to say that is a 1st down at the 34-yard line. Well, they needed 5. They got 5 as a gift, and they moved the chains. 1st down, Carroll. Drop back in the pocket. Freisinger looks, throws over the middle. Got Bachman at the 20, taken down at the 18 or 19-yard line. That's another 1st down on a 15-yard gain, and a great connection from Freisinger to Bachman.
Yeah, what he did great there is they jumped on the flat route. He just waited for it to clear and drilled it.
From the left hash, man in motion on the right side, looks left, pump fake. Now he's still drifting around in the pocket, looking for space. Freisinger will keep it. He'll run, gets hit at the 15, falls forward to the 13 after gaining 6 yards on the 1st down play. Well, right now, there is no pressure at all on Freisinger. 3-man rush, everybody dropping, and nobody getting a hand on Freisinger.
Yeah, I was wondering about whether they're going to be able to do it. Here they come with one now.
2nd down and 4. Looking in the end zone. Pump fake, doesn't throw it. Still running around in the backfield. And finally, they're going to track him down. That's a coverage sack. Freisinger goes down for a loss back at the 18-yard line, but there's a flag at the goal line. And we might have holding in the defensive backfield.
Well, that time they only dropped 7, but like you said, they did a great job of covering, especially the 2 big wideouts in Mason and Van Pelt.
It is a defensive holding being called against Bishop Dwenger.
Is that a half a distance, I'm assuming?
Well, you're at the 14-yard line. It was 2nd down and 4. It's going to set up a 1st and goal.
Yeah.
And Carroll started this drive after the touchback at their own 20. Very impressive. First drive for the Chargers. They will sit the ball at the 9-yard line. 1st and goal for Carroll.
They've done a good job with their rhythm, fast, slow. Now they're going to take the time here.
Ball on the right hash. Saints show blitz, handoff up the middle, and he's tripped up as he cut through the hole. The give to Billy Lauer, 5'11", 195-pound junior running back, and he'll pick up just a yard to the 8-yard line where it is 2nd and goal.
He got tripped up by his own guard there. Had he gotten able to pick his feet up some more there, he may have got to the goal line.
Bachman wide to the left, Heath in the slot to the left. And it's play action. Roll to the left, looking to throw, dumps it out in the flat. It's caught at the 5. It's Shaley, and he'll take it out of bounds, getting hit at about the 4. 3rd down and goal.
Looks like Bam Douglas was up making that. No, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. That may have been 23.
Ellinger came up, made the hit that time for Bishop Dwenger.
It's a nice play.
One of the safeties. Big 3rd down right here. Carroll has started this drive at the 20. They made it to the 4 where it is 3rd down and goal. Quick drop. Quick pump fake. Rolls to the left, throws, and it's wide of his man at the pylon trying to get it to Van Pelt. And it's going to be a 4th down and goal, and it's time to kick a field goal and get points out of this opening possession. As they'll send Corbin Dempsey onto the field to try to put 3 on the board, almost halfway through the first quarter. 7:08 on the clock. And even though Carroll had an impressive drive for the Saints, holding them to 3 is a little bit of a moral victory. Dempsey, a right-footed kicker from the 11. It's a 21-yard attempt. Almost blocked, but he gets it up, gets it through. And Carroll takes the 3-0 lead over the Bishop Dwenger Saints. 7:04 to play in quarter number 1 on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Carroll Chargers take the 3-0 lead. 76-yard drive capped off by a 21-yard field goal by Corbin Dempsey. And now Dempsey is going to kick it off to Bishop Dwenger. And the Saints will get a chance with the football. Ball is set over on the right hash. Dempsey, a right-footed kicker, will send it in the air. High kick, and it's going to hang and stay in play at the 1. The 10, the 15, cut back, 20, 25, and all the way out to the 28-yard line. That is a nice return by Nick O'Keefe, a junior backup quarterback, defensive back. And it's 1st and 10 for Bishop Dwenger at their own 28-yard line. And out comes Henry Jordan, the senior quarterback. Missed a good portion of his season last year with injury. 6 feet tall, 180 pounds, completes just shy of 50%, 250 total passing yards through the first 3 games for the Saints, who are 2-1 on the season. Head coach Jason Garrett, 62-27 in his 8th year on the sideline at Bishop Dwenger. Quick pitch, running back, coming out here. It's Tippmann. Tippmann, a sweep to the right, and he gets the wide side of the field all the way out to the 38, and that's a 10-yard gain. And now let's see which side of that 38-yard line they put the football. First down, 10 yards, and a move of the chains for Bishop Dwenger.
They wanted that bunch set and got leverage on Carroll that time, and he was out again. They got it.
Yeah, they bunch it up with a couple of wings off to the left, and there's a screenplay set up to Beckham Russell, 5'11", 170-pound senior. Incomplete off his hands. Ball was thrown just a little bit too much toward the line of scrimmage for Russell, who kind of stepped back into the backfield. So it is 2nd down and 10. Again, from the right hash, They bunch up the left side. Here's Tippmann. Tippmann follows that blocking, and he's got some momentum and some speed going across the 45. Hit and brought down at the 46. An 8-yard gain for Gus Tippmann. Just 545 pounds, but he can really motor. And that time he sets up 3rd and short for Bishop Dwenger.
Yeah, plus he's tough.
And
runner.
The Saints will go quick. Handoff up the middle. Tippmann hit at the line to gain, and he did get enough. He got about a half-yard past the marker at the 48-yard line. We'll call it the 48.5. Nope, the 48, which is interesting because where they marked it was very close to the first down mark, but they kind of cheated him out of a half yard. From their own 48, 1st and 10. Play action, roll out. Jordan looks to throw over the left side. Got a man, caught by Russell over on the far side. Man-to-man coverage at the 30, and he wrestles it inside the 25, out of bounds at the 24. A 28-yard gain to the Saints' top receiver, Beckham Russell. And the Saints will move the sticks, and they're just outside the red zone. Going quick. There's the snap. The pitch to the right to Tippmann. He cuts inside the defensive end and then takes it up the field inside the 20, close to the 19-yard line. That's 5 yards for Tippmann. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Saints.
Well, the throw that Jordan just made there was a pretty darn good one, throwing across the field on a crosser. They are going quick.
They bunch up 3 tight ends to the right side of the line, and then here's a give to Tippmann. He'll put the pads down and just grind to the 16-yard line, where again it will set up a 3rd down and about 2 to go. Saints in the red zone after Carroll went almost the length of the field and finished it off with a field goal. Carroll leads it 3-0. But now the Saints with their first possession, moving the football, 3rd down 2. Give Tippmann up the middle. Tippmann's going to have the first down and get close to the 10. And that's going to be right on the edge of whether it's 1st and goal from the longest distance possible, or, yep, it is going to be the nose of the football touching the 10-yard line. So it's 1st and goal for Bishop Dwenger. Shotgun once again, ready to go. Quick pitch to Tippmann left. Cuts off tackle and gets hit and brought down at about the 5-yard line. Looked like Carroll had Logan Heath, who came up and made a play.
Yes, that was Heath. I tell you, this Dwenger offensive line, are they coming off the ball and shocking up front. 2nd
and goal from the 5. It's play action. We'll throw the screen to Russell. Russell makes the catch, but can't get past the 5-yard line, so it goes as no gain. Carroll really converged well on that little screen play to the right. Second time they tried it, they went left and threw it incomplete. That time they come back right for no gain. It's now 3rd and goal from the 5.
It's always harder to throw that bubble screen in that bunch set, because if the defense aligns correctly, which they did, it's an easy tackle.
Right hash. 3rd and goal. Pitch it to the left. The run inside the 5. Stood up at the 3. Nothing there for Colin Campbell, 6', 190-pound junior. Had a little bit of a breakout game a week ago with a couple of touchdowns, 108 yards rushing on 8 carries, but that time the Carroll defense was up to the task, and it's going to be up to Lucas Wynn to try to kick a tying field goal. This will be from 20 yards out, right in the middle of the field. Left-footed kicker. The set is good. The kick is away, and we are tied. Couple of good drives, stall out, and a pair of field goals. It is a 3-3 game between the Bishop Dwenger Saints and the Carroll Chargers on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week. A 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. 3 minutes, 13 seconds remain here in the opening quarter. We're tied up 3-3 between Carroll and Bishop Dwenger. Both teams with long drives. Carroll started theirs at the 20. Bishop Dwenger started their drive at the 28. They both result in short field goals. And now Bishop Dwenger set to kick it off left to right, north to south. And here's the left-footed kick by Wynn. And he'll send that one flying into the end zone. And no return. Out to the 20 it comes. where the Carroll Chargers start their second drive of the game. Tied up 3-3. Both teams 1-0 in conference play. For the Carroll Chargers, after dropping a couple of non-conference games against Indianapolis competition, Hamilton Southeastern and Center Grove, they're 1-2 under 16th year head coach Doug Tynan. Ball will be centered between the hash marks. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Split backs and a shotgun, and Freisinger with a quarterback keeper across the 20 and drags a tackler out to the 25. Good running that time by Freisinger as he took the Saints' Gunnar McCarthy for a little ride.
Well, those 2 drives were very similar to each other.
Roll to the right. Freisinger throws it. And nice catch at the ankles. Reaching down on a little curl to the sideline is Van Pelt to make the catch. And he's chased out of bounds at the 40. That's a 15-yard gain and a first down for Carroll.
Yeah, great catch there. Carroll doing a good job moving the pocket. Different launch points, and they snapped it quick.
And it is a run off right tackle for Freisinger. And he'll get it out to the 45, a 5-yard gain for the Carroll quarterback. You know, he came in with 27 carries, minus 31 yards. He was actually averaging greater than negative 1 yard per carry, trying to prove something here. Handoff, Lauer. He'll follow the right side of the line. Get hit at the line of scrimmage by Cooper Campbell and fall forward to the 47. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 for Carroll, lining up quickly. 2 each side and a handoff to Lauer. Oh, he is hit hard. Short of the line of scrimmage as the Saints just absolutely blew up the play. Nick O'Keefe and Cooper Campbell blitz the gap. It's 4th down and 3, and Carroll not slowing down. They're lining up, there's movement at the line of scrimmage. And if it is on Bishop Dwenger, this is going to be a first down.
I think the question is going to be is if the offensive line moved prior to the defense.
It's a false start against Carroll, and now the Chargers probably going to have to punt the football, and they'll send their punt team onto the field. At the 42 now, 4th down and 8. And on is Corbin Dempsey to punt the ball away.
Had they not have jumped, they would have gotten, again, a first down by penalty because Dwenger was a little over anxious.
Dempsey waits to get this snap at his own 27-yard line. Tippmann, the deep man for the Saints. Here comes the pressure. The kick is away. Not very deep. It's going to take a bounce, and it takes a Dwenger bounce. Carroll has to chase it all the way out to the 38. It hit at about the 20 to 25-yard line and then went the wrong direction if you're the Carroll Chargers. So the Saints with good field position. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line after a 20-yard kick. Got it in the air about 33, 34 yards, but had the backward bounce. So the Saints get the ball their second time in the game. Tied up 3-3 with 1:34 on the clock here in the first quarter.
Now Dwenger changes the formation.
Yeah, they'll split 3 wide to the left. Single wide receiver to right, and they'll give it to Campbell. Campbell hit at the line of scrimmage, works his way for a couple. Forward progress to the 41 is a 3-yard gain at 2nd down and 7. 3-3 game, all tied up. Saints and the Chargers.
That first series, they stayed in that bunch formation quite a bit. Now that they're now staying in now with this 3-wide-1 set this time.
From the center of the field, 3 to the right, 1 to the left, a single back in the backfield. There's the shotgun snap. Carroll blitzes and a throw over the middle, and that's incomplete. Look for Beckham Russell about 6 yards downfield and sails it out in front of Russell. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 for Bishop Dwenger. The clock stops with 57 seconds remaining in our opening quarter.
Yeah, Jordan was trying to basically throwing the wide receiver open. Had the wide receiver come over the top a little bit more, that would have been a completion.
Shotgun snap, two backs in the backfield, play action, throw to the left side, and it's caught by Russell, and he gets across the stick to the 49. He needed the 48. He got the 49, and that's just great awareness. He ran a route to put him in position for first down, and a strike by Jordan, and a first down for the Saints.
Yeah, it was a marvelous throw there from Jordan as well.
Again, throwing it kind of from the right side of the field all the way to the far left sideline. Handoff goes to Tipman. Gus Tipman tries to find a hole and kind of works his way into Carroll's side of the field at the 49. A gain of 2, second down and 8.
I find it interesting that they find a formation. They go in first drive, they come out the second drive, and they finally changed it, but they were staying in that certain formation for a couple plays.
Two receivers left, one to the right, split backs in the backfield with Jordan. Drop back in the pocket, all day to throw. Drifts to the right, looks, throws, hangs it in the air for Tipman, and Tipman fell down. He got twisted around at the 20-yard line and ended up falling, and the ball sails incomplete at about the 10. So it's third down and long.
Tipman actually changed his route. If he just kept going, they ran a wheel route there, and had he just kept going, he may have been able to run underneath that one. But big third down here for Carroll.
11 seconds left in the opening quarter. Third down, 8. Ball at the 49 of Carroll. Saints left to right from the left hash. Shotgun for Jordan. He'll drop, pump fake to the right, and then throw a little screen back to the left. And right there, making the tackle for the Carroll Chargers, Austin Roars. The linebacker never got fooled. And he goes down for a loss of a yard at midfield, and that will end our first quarter of play. It's going to be 4th and 9 facing Bishop Dwenger when we return to start the second quarter next. It's the high school football game of the week presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Second quarter begins tied up 3-3 here at Carroll between the Bishop Dwenger Saints and the Carroll Chargers, and the Saints in punt formation with the ball sitting right at midfield. There's the snap and the kick. Van Pelt, the deep man. A hanging kick, and it's going to bounce at the 11 and take a Dwenger roll toward the sideline and go out of bounds at the 6-yard line. Van Pelt didn't get over to make the catch, allowed it to hop, and it gave the Saints about another 5 or 6 yards out of that punt. So a 44-yard kick, no return, and Carroll has to start pinned deep in their own end.
Yeah, beautiful kick, and big thing here now is see if Bishop Dwenger can capture this field position and keep it that way.
Ball on the right hash at their own 6 for Carroll. Tie game 3-3, just underway in the second quarter. Freisinger handles the snap, gives to Lowry. He's going to bounce it to the left. Can't get the edge. Taken down by Doug Henry trying to get around that left edge of the line. No gain. It's second down and 10. Left hash, and this time they will throw 4 receivers. And I'm trying to figure out how many guys they got on the field.
They got 12.
Yeah, they've got 4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, a back in the backfield, a quarterback, and still have 5 linemen. That is going to be a penalty, half the distance back to the 3.
Timeout.
Oh, they called the timeout.
Their first start timeout.
Wow, they got
away with that one.
They did, because the huddle had already been. They kind of had no huddle there.
Well,
and usually that's an automatic.
Yeah, you saw when the 5 receivers all tried to go to the same side of the field.
Yeah,
they were looking at each other like, wait a minute, where do I go?
Nice try.
Timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout as well. It's the Midwest Box Breaks high school football game of the week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Hi, this is Pat Schenk from Pella Windows and Doors. For more than 50 years, we've been right here in Fort Wayne, serving our neighbors with the same commitment we bring to supporting our local teams. When it comes to your home, experience matters. That's why families across northern Indiana trust us to protect what matters most. We're not just your local window professionals. We're dedicated to excellence in every installation. From energy-efficient windows to beautiful entry doors, Pella Windows and Doors, locally owned, community proud. Find us at PellaFortWayne.com or visit us at our showroom in Glenbrook Commons.
Now back to the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Quick little out route for Carroll to Mason Buckman, and he takes it very close to the first down. He's got it out to the 15, and it's going to bring up a third down, yard to go for Carroll. They are pinned deep in their own end with 11:18 on the clock. A tie game, 3-3 between the Carroll Chargers and the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Full house backfield, and they give to the tailback, looking for a hole up the middle. Ball pops out. And now we wait for the signal. It's at the 16-yard line. And very fortunate, Carroll has the football as Billy Lauer was the one that recovered it. I think Lauer was the ball carrier. Was that Lauer or Neuheiser?
Yeah. No, it was Lauer. Neuheiser got stuck in the hole pretty bad by one of the linebackers, but that's kind of what started the dominoes falling, and the ball came out. I don't know. From my angle, it looked like a Dwenger kid jumped on it before any Carroll kid.
They've got third down on the board.
Well, they didn't first down. Holy smokes.
Well, he fumbled forward, jumped on it out at the 11.5, so almost at the 12. Play action, drop back Freisinger. He wants to go deep. He airs it out. He's got Van Pelt over the top, and it's caught at the Saints 35. Tackled almost immediately as Nick O'Keefe makes the tackle. But Van Pelt on the deep post, and what a throw, laying it out there by Gabe Freisinger. Huge gain.
That was a great throw. We have a flag on the play, it looks. Holding on them. But, there's an example of him throwing it high and deep. So we learned from 2 weeks ago, against Center Grove. What a great throw.
58-yard completion, and Carroll, after starting this drive at their own 6, has it at the Bishop Dwenger 30, 1st and 10. 4 wide, 2 each side. Lauer, the lone back. Freisinger in the gun, 5 yards deep, and he's going to drop in the pocket. Look to throw. He's going to pump fake, keep it. Here comes the pressure, and he's taken down for a sack back at the 32-yard line. Good job up front for Bishop Dwenger. Casey Piper, senior linebacker, was the man that finally got to him and took him down. But now a second down and 12 for Carroll. Ball on the right hash. 2 receivers split each side, and a mix-up in the backfield. Freisinger went to hand it off, and Lauer went to the other side, and Freisinger just scrambles to the sideline. Not much gain there, maybe a yard. They'll put it at the 31, where it will be a third down and 11.
That previous play on the pass, he's got to trust his arm because he had a window to stick it in there, and he just pulled off of it.
Third down 11 from the Bishop Dwenger 31 for the Chargers. Freisinger from the right hash puts 2 receivers wide left, a wing to the left, and 1 receiver, Van Pelt, by himself to the right. Drop back, and he's looking right. Now he'll look back over the middle. The hole opens up, but he'll throw it anyway to the end zone. Dangerous throw, and it's almost caught by Logan Heath. Incomplete down near the goal line. Oh, that was dangerous. It went right through a Saints defender who had pretty tight coverage and then went right off of Heath's hands. But it's 4th down and 11 in that in-between zone. You're at the 31. It would be a 48-yard kick.
Well, here we go.
And I think they're going to try it. There's no wind. He's going left to right here in the second quarter, so that's north to south. Corbin Dempsey. The set and the boot. It's up, and it's not going to have the distance. It's going to fall short and to the left. Let's see, in high school football, you can go ahead and do this because the ball comes back to the 20.
Yeah, there's no penalty for trying it, so it's just as good as a punt in that regard.
So 1st and 10 for the Saints after the missed field goal by Dempsey. 10:09 remains, quarter number 2, 3-3 tie between the Saints and the Chargers.
I'm surprised they haven't changed that rule in today's game, It's one of those things, like you said, is You might as well try it. May get lucky because at worst, it's only going to come to the 20.
Well, and if you punt it from the 31, you're probably going to boot it into the end zone anyway.
Correct.
Henry Jordan, the senior quarterback, from the left hash where the Saints elected to have the ball set. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Drop back in the pocket. Throw on a quick in route to Russell, and he took his eyes off it because he heard some footsteps from Coleman Tipton, a senior linebacker who was approaching quickly on that quick in route.
Yeah, he was peeking out of that left eye there, I think, a little bit.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down and 10. Still at their own 20-yard line for Bishop Dwenger. And they will give it up the middle. And the carry out to the 24. That's about a 4-yard gain. And it's Tipman again with the carry following the right side of the line. That's Michael Sheehan, a 6'1", 250-pound junior, and Noah Weimer, 6'4", 250-pound senior, who's up 20 pounds from a year ago.
Yeah, their offensive line, I'm really impressed with their offensive line.
3rd down, 6 to go from the 24-yard line. Drop back, play action, rolls to the right, looking to throw, does on the sideline. Tipman makes the catch, reaches for the sideline marker, and comes up just short. They're going to mark him out of bounds, a half-yard shy of the 30.
Oh, wow.
And now you're going to have to find out if Jason Garrett is going to be a gambling man here on 4th and a half a yard. No sign of a punt team coming onto the field. The Saints are going to go for it from their own 29 and a half. Shotgun for Jordan. Hard count. Tried to get Carroll to jump. Nothing going so far, but Carroll showing a blitz. They've got 7 at the line of scrimmage, and there's the timeout called by Jason Garrett. And now he may have to kick it away. So a timeout on the field comes with 9:21 remaining in the first half. 3-3 our score, all tied up between the Saints and the Chargers on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Full house backfield, 4th down and 1, and they're going to get the first down. They bounce it out off left tackle, and the first down for Ellinger.
Wow.
That time, Houston Ellinger came into the backfield, took the snap with 3 other running backs around him, and he was able to find enough room to get it out to the 34-yard line, picked up 4.5, and a big 4th down conversion for Bishop Dwenger. 1st down and 10. Under 9 minutes left in the second quarter, tied at 3. Shotgun for Jordan. Cross back, throws, lobs it sideline, and it's too far in front of Beckham Russell and incomplete. Carroll had man-to-man coverage on the outside. Henry Scholl stride for stride with Russell, and it's 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, good coverage there by Carroll. I like the play call, going ahead and taking a shot after getting the big first down. You know, we're seeing more and more offenses nowadays within a certain distance, irregardless of field position, really staying on the field and taking that 4th down play and, you know, getting a first down rather than punting.
From the 34, they go to that trips formation on the wing, and there the Carroll Chargers had it boxed in. That's a loss back at the 32. Now they'll give him the 33. Great job of taking it away by Evan Brubaker, a 6'3", 238-pound defensive lineman. Read the play and got there before he had a chance to turn it north and south. So it's 3rd down and 11 at the 33. And they will give it to the running back, Tipman. He breaks away from 1 at the 36, crosses the 40 to the 41, and it's going to be 4th down and about 3 to go.
Interesting here. What does he call? That's a long 3.
No sign of a punter yet. We're under 8 minutes left in the first half. We're tied 3-3. Coming into the game for Carroll, it is Gavin Goldacker, their big nose tackle. And on 4th down and 3, the Saints line up to go for it. Shotgun for Jordan. Big fourth down from the 41, their own 41. And another timeout. Well, guess they're trying to get him to jump, but so far that's 0 for 2, and it's cost him a couple of timeouts. 7:30 left, first half, tied at 3. Timeout on the field. You're listening to the high school football game of the week, presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Punt team comes out for Bishop Dwenger with fourth down and 3, and they're going to fake it. They give it to Ellinger. He throws over the middle and sliding and making a catch at the 47 for a first down. What a big-time play. Thomas Dennis, a 5'9", 175-pound junior receiver, slides and makes the catch on the pass from Ellinger, who is the up man in punt formation, and that is a first down for Bishop Dwenger.
Yeah, that... Number one, he shouldn't have been able to throw that football, but I'm not so sure he couldn't have ran for it himself because the way it looked like he had a lot of green grass in front of him.
Well, he rolled to the right and then threw back over the middle of the field and threw a strike. First and 10 for the Saints. From the right hash, play action, quick throw in the left flat, and there's a catch, and then the ball dislodged on a big-time hit. Scrum for the football, and it is Dwenger that gets back on it. Little out route, and he caught it, but the corner came up from near the sideline and just met him head on and dislodged the football. They rule it a catch and a fumble. And the ball at the 47, where ultimately it's no gain, no loss. It is second down and 10.
Yeah, that was a good hit.
Bunched up trips on the right side. Handoff up the middle. Tippmann met in the backfield, and he's going to lose yardage. Breaking through that time, Liam Keys, a 6'3", 225-pound senior on the defensive front. And he took down Tippmann for a loss of 2 back at the 45. It's going to be third down and 12. And this is the big down for Carroll.
Yeah.
Because you don't want Dwenger to have some type of a manageable fourth down. Ball on the left hash. Jordan gets in the gun. They'll bunch up the 3 tight ends to the left side and then pitch it that way. Tippmann looking for a hole. Not a lot there, but he does dance his way to the 49, maybe the 48, but that's going to be almost 9 yards short of the first down. It'll be officially fourth down and 9 with the ball at the 48-yard line. So Bishop Dwenger is finally going to concede, we think.
We think.
Lucas Wynn stands at his own 33 to get this long snap as Jaden Van Pelt drops back deep for the punt. 5 minutes and the clock running. There's the snap. It's good, and the left-footed kick is away. Low returnable kick, but it's near the sideline, and it will go out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17. Well, he played it safe. 35-yard kick, no return, keeping it away from Jaden Van Pelt. And with 4:49 to play in the second quarter, a 3-3 game. Now Carroll with the football.
Yeah, and you got to think that that helped with field position there with a couple of chances they took on fourth down. Ate up a lot of clock as well.
Ball will set up on the right hash at their own 17. 2 receivers split each side. Single back in the backfield. And it'll be Coyote. He gets the carry up the middle. Hit at the 18 and might have got forward progress to the 19 after a 2-yard gain. But Coyote, a small guy, 5'6", 178 pounds. Kind of hides behind that defensive or offensive line, but that time Saints found him. And the ball at their own 19. Second down and 8 for Carroll. Shotgun drop back. Freisinger. He'll air it down the sideline. Van Pelt makes the catch on the run at the Saints 43. Near sideline and dragged down by Nick O'Keefe, who had the man-to-man coverage inside the Saints 30-yard line. What a throw by Freisinger. And what a tough assignment for O'Keefe.
Yeah, but that throw again, that's the second time he's hit him deep down the sideline, but another great throw by Grant.
Perfectly in stride. First down, Carroll. They'll pump fake. They'll throw. And over the middle, the catch made by Daly inside the 15. He dives inside the 10, and it'll be first and goal near the 6 for the Carroll Chargers.
Well, you got to say one thing is Grant is dialed in tonight, and he has looked sharp from the start. Ball jumping out of his hand. He's got great target and has looked good all night.
Here is Freisinger, fakes the handoff. He'll keep it, and he'll get wrapped up for a loss back at the 8-yard line. Gabe Freisinger, the 6'2", 195-pound junior quarterback. Throwing darts here so far tonight. He's got Carroll once again with an and goal situation. First time Carroll got in this position, they settled for a field goal. Ball on the right hash, 2 receivers split each side, and Freisinger looks to the right. Now he's going to drift to the right. Here comes the pressure, and he gets chased out of bounds at the 10, and that's going to be another loss. Will go as a quarterback sack. Get in here tight, and Freisinger just seems to have indecision. That's one of those where you got to plant the foot and throw the strike, and if you hesitate, the Saints defense covers everybody up. Yeah, so now it's third down and goal back at the 10-yard line.
Or throw it away. Don't take a sack.
Roll to the left, looking, fires to Buckman. Buckman in the end zone and couldn't get it. Incomplete. Ball was a little behind Buckman on an out route toward the pylon at the goal line. And it's going to bring up fourth down and goal from outside the 10. And here comes the field goal unit.
That was a great throw as well by Freisinger, too, because he put it right there where Ballman was the only one going to catch it, and he put it where he needed to put it, right there on that front pylon.
Ball is on the right hash, and they will kick this one. We'll call it the 18, which makes it a 28-yard attempt. High snap, but a nice job of handling it by Freisinger. Gets it down, and the kick by Dempsey is good. Carroll back in front, 6-3, with 2:51 remaining in the half. It's the high school football game of the week, presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Both teams have moved the football, but both defenses have come up big to keep teams out of the end zone, and so it's a 6-3 game. Shannon, we are the king of field goals after a 9-0 game between Snyder and Lures. We've gone a long time without seeing a touchdown.
That is a very true statement.
So the ball on the tee, ready to kick at Dempsey. Here's the kick, low line drive, skips at the 10, taken on one hop at the 5, the 10, the 15, the 20, up the middle of the field, spinning toward the sideline and wrapped up at the 25. Good tackle in the open field by Austin Roars on the return by Nick O'Keefe. So it will be first and 10 for the Saints at the 25-yard line. They've got 2:44 to work with. Well, remember, Bishop Dwenger will get the second half kickoff, so they'll have they really can make a back-to-back possessions if they can work 2:44 off the clock here.
And they only got one timeout left, so.
Left hash, 4 wide, 2 each side, and you've got Russell going in motion across formation. They'll give it to the tailback. This is Campbell. Campbell behind the right side of his line, dances across the 30, goes down near the 32-yard line. That's a nice 7-yard gain by Campbell. Second down and 3. Clock continues to run with 2:20 left. 6-3. Carroll the lead. Shotgun for Jordan. And it will be a little dump off screen, and he threw it at the feet of Gus Tipman and incomplete. That stops the clock with 2:11 to play, and it's a third down and 3.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to give it back to Carroll this early.
Well, Carroll's got their timeout, so if you don't get it here, you'll probably see a quick timeout called by Carroll.
Well, the way Freisinger's been slinging it around, he's pretty hot right now.
They'll put 3 receivers to the right, a wing to the left, single back with a shotgun for Jordan. Jordan drops. There's a flag. Roll to the right. Throw far side, and it is almost picked off. Cutting in front of the receiver and knocking it down was Lincoln Grabner, I believe, the safety. And now we've got to figure out what the penalty is.
I think it's on Dwenger.
Well, you decline this, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It is declined. That saves the time with 2:04 on the clock. And the Saints are going to have to punt the football from their own 31-yard line. Carroll could get pretty good field position out of this, and they've got a dangerous return man in Jaden Van Pelt waiting at his own 34. Lucas Wynn. Feet planted at his own 16-yard line. There's the snap and the left-footed kick away. High kick hanging in the air. Fair catch signaled for and taken right at the 30-yard line. So that's where Carroll will get the ball with 1:57 remaining here in the second quarter. Carroll leads at 6-3 over Bishop Dwenger. Sun setting on a beautiful Friday night here in Northeast Indiana. Freisinger will line his team up from the left hash. 3 receivers to the right. Single receiver to the left. And a roll out to the right, looking to throw. The left-handed quarterback sails it, trying to go again. One-on-one to Van Pelt. The ball is incomplete, little underthrown. And again, Nick O'Keefe giving the assignment man-to-man, one-on-one down the sideline against Jaden Van Pelt. It's a 3 versus 3 matchup. Both guys wear the number 3. And that time an underthrow, rolling out the quarterback to the right and having him throw with a left-handed quarterback. That was a difficult throw for Freisinger.
Yes, it was.
And the handoff up the middle. It goes to Lauer. Lauer just pulls forward for a couple out to the 32. I think they felt like they needed to burn a little clock because they didn't want to get in that same position Dwenger was in.
Right.
Where you throw 3 incomplete passes and give the Saints a minute and a half. So
this will be a timeout if they don't get it here.
Minute 28. Drop back for Freisinger. He looks, rolls to the left. Over on the sideline, he's going to run out of bounds at the 38. So now you've got 4th down, and they say he went out at the 37, so it's 4th down and 3. And the clock stopped because he went out of bounds with 1:19 left.
I would imagine they'll go with the long count here, but it's not going to do anything because, like you said, the clock stopped.
Now they've got the timeouts to burn. Freisinger in the gun. Offense on the field. They go 5 wide. Empty backfield. Freisinger's, again, the hard count, but nobody moving. And there's the timeout. Problem with that, too, since the clock was stopped, it wasn't going to burn any of the game clock. So we're still at 1:19 remaining here in the first half. 6-3. Carroll leads it over Bishop Dwenger, and now Carroll's going to have to punt the football away.
Well, you got to like it. Dwenger's going to get probably a chance here to get a couple of shots at it. They now only have 1 timeout, and Carroll really helped them out by going out of bounds there because they didn't have to take one.
Coming up, we've got the Hoopy halftime report. When the clock hits 0, we'll have a break, and then it'll come back here to the stadium. Griff and I will talk about this first half, recap the scoring. Once again, nothing but field goals. Then we'll get to the studio and get an update around the area with Macy Gray. The H&K Chevrolet of New Haven halftime scoreboard. So Carroll in punt formation. And there's, well, they got a late addition to the offense. Gets on the field, plenty of time, still 5 on the play clock, and there's the snap. The punt is away. Low kick, it's going to bounce at the 28, take a big Carroll roll toward the sideline, goes out of bounds inside the 20 at the 18, 19-yard line. So a pretty good kick that pins Dwenger inside their own 20 with a minute 12 remaining in the half.
Well, we're going to get a chance to see Bishop Dwenger run their 2-minute here.
Carroll up 6-3 over the Saints, who come in 2-1, winners of 2 straight, but they have dropped their last 4 games to Carroll, and most of them have not been close. Ball on the right hash. 2 receivers split each side. Drop in the pocket. Jordan looks. Now he's going to take off, run. Throws it late far sideline. Threw it to a Saint that was not in the game.
I think the running back was wide open there, and I think he thought he was standing on the sideline.
Yeah. Well, you know, he was kind of up on the white paint a little bit, and I think it confused Jordan. Jordan just saw him over there hanging out like in the flat and threw it to him. And so it goes incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Quick drop and a delayed draw. They hand it to the running back, and he's wrapped up for no gain. Down at the 19-yard line, nothing there on that delayed draw. Carroll was right on top of it. 3rd down and long, and the clock runs with 50 seconds.
I'm kind of surprised that Doug didn't take a timeout here.
Yeah.
And, you know, try to, if they stop him here, at least make them punt it. They may get a chance at a field goal.
Clock goes under 40 seconds. 3rd down and 10. Trip receivers left. Single back on the right shoulder of Jordan. And Jordan will drop the throw. Now rolls out to the left. There's a flag, probably a hold, middle of the field. A pass across the body to the middle of the field.
Well, I think
looked like it was caught, but then Carroll said they jumped in and stripped it away, but I think they're calling it incomplete. But now you've got the flag, 19 seconds.
Decline it, make him punt it.
It'd be 4th down and 10 if you decline it. And the official right now asking Coach Doug Guinan what he wants here. A holding call against Bishop Dwenger.
On the offense, that penalty decline.
It is declined, so there's 19 seconds. It's 4th down, and the clock is stopped. Punt team coming onto the field for Bishop Dwenger. Tell you what, anytime you got to punt the ball when you've got Jaden Van Pelt back waiting for it, it's not a comfortable situation.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of surprised they didn't try to save some time at least.
Wynn stands at his own 4. Got to get a good snap here. And it is a good snap. The left-footed kick is away. It's a low liner. It'll bounce at the 48. And then Van Pelt misplayed it, but his own man picks it up and saves Van Pelt. Van Pelt tried to get that on a one-hopper, and he kind of whiffed. It went off his hands. But right there was the sophomore, Jackson Rhodes, who's playing some defense for Carroll tonight because of the injury to Asher Wagner. Joe Rudolph, defensive coordinator, really high on Rhodes, said he's not a big sophomore, and he's still a sophomore, but he's aggressive, flies to the football, guy that can make plays, and he just made an important one there for Carroll, recovering the Jaden Van Pelt punt. And Carroll lines up, and Bishop Dwenger burns their last time out of the half with 9 seconds still on the clock.
wanted to see what they were going to come out in, so they're going to reset their defense here.
So once again, coming up at halftime, we've got Griff and I here at the stadium to recap our first half. And if we can keep you awake until the second break, we've got Macy Gray with scores of area games at the half on the H&K Chevrolet of New Haven high school football scoreboard. Of course, after the game, you can join me over at the Pizza Hut at Pine Valley. I'll be there up until 11 o'clock. It's the Kester's post-game show. A lot of high school football and a little bit of college tonight, as Indiana is just putting it all over Indiana State. Throw over the middle. Intercepted.
Oh, look out.
And some room to run. Intercepted by the Saints, but they'll slide as the clock's at 0. It was picked off by the Saints, Doug Henry.
That's the end of the first half.
Boy, that looked scary when he picked it off because he was in full stride toward the sideline, and all he had to do was beat the Chargers around the edge, but they cut him off, and he went down to a knee, but not enough time left to do anything further here in the first half. So that will be the end of our first half. Carroll out on the field. I don't know exactly what they're complaining about. I think, are they trying to argue that he went to a knee before the clock hit 0?
I'm not sure.
Well, the teams will go now to their respective locker rooms. And at halftime, it is a 6-3 Carroll lead over the Bishop Dwenger Saints. High school football being presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Welcome back to Carroll High School. We are just minutes away from getting the second half started. It is a 6-3 Carroll lead over the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Once again, we have brought our legs and our field goal kicking units to the football field after a 9-0 3 field goal victory for Snyder a week ago. We are looking at 3 field goals here in the first half. I'm putting my money on a touchdown this half, Griff.
Well, I tell you, with both these quarterbacks, it's possible. It's whether or not they can get some field position too. And but I like what Gabe has done thus far for Carroll Freisinger and what he's been able to throw to. And you got Van Pelt, who's a bona fide threat on the outside, whether it be a deep ball or just kicking to him in a short space and letting him go do his thing.
You know, we've talked about it already 3 weeks into the season that Carroll's going to have to find a running game at some point. But the reality is Freisinger's been effective, and they've got multiple guys that can make plays on the other end receiving it. Maybe they don't need a running game.
Well, you like to see him try something with Van Pelt where they do like a speed sweep concept with him to see if that can help him get the ball to the outside without having to throw it and going from there and see what they need to do there. But, you know, they're not as far off running the ball as one may think. You know, it's a couple plays here or there, but they do miss what they had in the backfield the last couple of years, and that was some experience back there that knew how to run the football.
So the second half, Carroll is going to kick it to Bishop Dwenger. The Saints trail 6-3 here at the break. Corbin Dempsey, the kicker for the Carroll Chargers, getting it teed up just inside the right hash mark at the 40-yard line. And it looks like Gus Tipman is going to go back deep to return this for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Carroll will go left to right here in the third quarter. Good football game so far here at Carroll. Homestead shutting out Northrop. That's pretty impressive for the Spartans.
Yeah,
you know, they lost their starting quarterback, Michael White, 3-year starter.
Well, that Frieden kid's come in and done pretty good.
And they're trying to win their third straight game. Here is the second half kick. We're underway for half number 2. It's a high, short kick. It goes out of bounds, and that will bring it out to the 35-yard line for the Bishop Dwenger Saints, who send senior Henry Jordan onto the field. Jordan 6 feet tall, 180 pounds.
I don't think you want to start the second half with a kick out of bounds.
No, that wasn't even close. That was a shank.
Yeah, it was.
By Dempsey. Little indecision on which football we...
I was going to say the same thing.
So the ball will be placed on the left hash. And they'll use the formation they started the game with, where they bunch up 3 on the near side, right side of the formation. Handoff up the middle, Tippmann. There's a nice pull off his left tackle. And Tippmann stumbles his way to the 40, gains 5 yards. Nice little seam created behind Andrew Tron and Lewis Morris. 295 senior and a 255 senior on the left side of that Saints offensive line. Same formation, same play up the middle. It's Tippmann. He'll rumble out close to the first down at the 45-yard line. Move the sticks. It's a first down. And we're kind of back to what Bishop Dwenger did to start this football game, and they had an effective drive to open up the contest.
Yeah, they've, the couple plays that they've ran there, they had success in the first half with, to start with. Then it kind of closed down on them a little bit, but it's good to see that they're getting some rhythm here. Slowed it down some. 1st and 10
from the left hash. And it's the give again to Tippmann. They'll stick with it. This time he bounces it off right tackle, short gain, maybe 3, out to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, so he's got to set up his big old lineman there, trained. And it should have been an inside cut there as he was kicking a guy out. Follow the big man and let him go do the damage.
Austin Roars sealed the edge. The junior linebacker made the tackle. And again, they'll fake the handoff and they'll set up a screen. Caught at the 47 and running for the far sideline to the Carroll 48. Quick pass on that screen play. It goes for about a 5-yard gain. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 3. But the Saints have advanced it across midfield to the Carroll 48. Shotgun snap. Give to Tippmann. Tippmann met at the line of scrimmage, but stumbles forward for the first down at the Carroll 45.
Good job there of falling forward as he kind of got the right lean up the middle for Bishop Dwenger there. And we're seeing a little bit more physicality along that front line.
10 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. Saints have trailed the entire way. They were down 3-0. It was tied at 3-3 and now down 6-3. There's the handoff to Tippmann and almost 5 yards again. Give him 4 to the 41-yard line, right up the gut.
Well, there's one thing about him is he does run hard and has a good lean, like we said, and he falls forward.
He's another one of those guys at 5'5" that kind of hides behind the offensive lineman. They'll do a quick pitch left. Tippmann off left tackle, cuts up at the hash marks, dives across the 40, gets to the Carroll 38. It's another 3 yards for Gus Tippmann, 5'5", 145, a junior running back. Senior, I should say. 3rd down, 3 to go. Here comes the blitz. They'll give to Tippmann, and Tippmann's going to split the hole and take it for first down yardage inside the 30 to the 27-yard line.
That was a great pickup by the offensive line on that run blitz that Carroll brought, and he was able to split it right there in that B gap and almost knocked his head on the goalpost.
Look who's in there kind of as a hybrid. It's Jaden Van Pelt coming out on the defense, trying to help them get a stop. A pitch to the left, short side. Tippmann cuts it up at the numbers and weaves his way inside the 25 down to the 22. It's another 5-yard gain for Gus Tippmann. It'll be a 2nd and 5 for the Saints. 8.5 minutes. Clock runs, 3rd quarter.
Their runs on this drive have been about the 5-yard variety, it would seem.
Left hash. 22-yard line, 2nd down and 5. Trips bunched up on the wing to the left. Shotgun for Jordan. Long count. He looks over to his sideline. Some indecision. They might be changing up the play. They got 3 to get it off. Now everybody moving around, and Dwenger is going to have to burn a timeout. Not enough time to change the play and the formation, and they have to take an early timeout. 7:58 remains, third quarter. 6-3. Carroll leads it over Bishop Dwenger on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week at 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. From the 22-yard line, second down and 5 for the Saints. Give up the middle to Tippmann. He's inside the 20. Stood up at about the 19. 3 yards right up the gut for Gus Tippmann. And it's a third down and short. About 2 to go for the Bishop Dwenger Saints with 7:43 on the clock in the third quarter. Carroll leads it 6-3.
He has been their workhorse tonight in the backfield. Done a good job, even though he's, 5'5"? He runs bigger than that.
From the left hash, single receiver wide to the right. And again, Tippmann up the middle, and he'll have a first down. Puts the pad level low, and again, like you said before, Griff, falls forward when he gets hit. So even though he gets tripped up at the 18, the ball sits at the 16, where it is 1st and 10 for Bishop Dwenger.
Plus the fact that he made a heck of a cut there on that one again, and finding that yardage to get him that first down.
Ticking down to about 7 minutes left. Blitz by Carroll. Tippmann the carry, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage and falls forward to the 14, gaining 2. Carroll's starting to sell out now. They're bringing the house, trying to fill every gap, trying to force Dwenger into perhaps a 3rd and long. It is now 2nd and 8 from the 14-yard line. Shotgun for Jordan. Same formation. And he'll play action. Roll to the right. Here comes pressure. He throws in the flat. It's caught on the out route. And then immediately taken down at the 8-yard line is O'Keefe. And
Van Pelt made that play.
So I think it was Shefferly who made the catch.
Right.
And it was Van Pelt then that made the play.
A heck of a play. Because
you fooled me with a 3. I thought it was the catch.
Oh, I'm
not
sorry.
The defense.
Yeah.
Van Pelt in the open field made the play, and now you got a holding penalty against Bishop Dwenger.
That was a killer.
Yeah, we've seen those kind of plays are drive killers.
Yeah.
Get in the red zone and then get a holding penalty, and the ball comes out to the 24, where you'll repeat second down. Would have been 3rd and short. Now it's 2nd down, 18 to go from the 24-yard line. And they'll give it to Tippmann up the middle. He gets the gap. Wow. He's inside the 15, spinning down to the 13-yard line. 11, maybe even 12 yards on that carry by Tippmann up the gut. Now it's 3rd manageable. 3rd down, 6 to go. From the 12. Might be 4 down territory. Tippmann. Oh, he is met at the line of scrimmage. Gavin Koldacker. The big 6'5", 280-pound nose tackle got off the block and just absolutely suffocated the 5'5" Gus Tippmann. No gain. And it is 4th down and 6, and the field goal unit's on, looking to tie up the score. Lucas Wynn. This will be from 30 yards inside the left hash. There's the snap, the set, the kick, plenty of leg, and it is good. Tied up 6-6 with 5:26 remaining in the third. A 6.5-minute drive by Bishop Dwenger to start our second half. You're listening to the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. We have broken a record. Last week we saw 3 field goals. We've now seen 4 here tonight. It's a 6-6 game with 5:26 left in the third quarter. Saints will kick it off. Lucas Wynn has it teed up just inside the left hash mark, or the right hash mark. And the kick is away. It is deep, and it is about 5 yards deep in the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Out to the 20-yard line for the Carroll Chargers. Such a weapon when you can take away the return game for the opponent on kickoffs.
Yeah, we've got two of them that can do that tonight. Both of the kids have kicked it halfway decent, except that last one by Dempsey where it got kicked out of bounds.
Gabe Freisinger, the junior quarterback. Carroll looks to answer after the Saints get a opening field goal here in the second half. They'll give to Billy Lauer, and he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain whatsoever. Nice job shooting the gap for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Second down and 10. Two receivers left, two receivers right. Ball inside the left hash, dropping in the pocket. Freisinger with time, fires near side. Shealy goes down to the turf to make the catch at the 28-yard line. 8-yard gain. It's going to bring up third down and short. Carroll looking to the near sideline, trying to get the play call on this third down and 2 from their own 28-yard line. And it's a quick drop, a look, nothing there. Freisinger takes off, and Freisinger goes across the 30 and then slides down at the 32. There is a flag on the near side, and I'm not sure if they're going to call this on Van Pelt or on Dwenger, but they were kind of engaged over here on the near sideline, and the flag is, they're pointing that it's against Carroll.
Holding on the defense.
Oh, it is the defense.
Wow.
The near line judge was pointing toward Carroll. Yeah, he was pointing the other way. The referee said it's holding against the Bishop Dwenger defense. They were holding on to Van Pelt. Tried to run that little out route.
Can you blame him?
Yeah, got to slow him down somehow.
Well, if you can get away with it, but that time he didn't. So
the march-off brings it to the 38-yard line where it is first and 10 for Carroll. Tie score, 6-6, 4:30 remaining in the third quarter. And now a discussion with our officials. They're in the Carroll backfield talking. There's two of the officials and then the referee all in a discussion, and apparently that's not enough. Got to bring in one more official.
I think they're questioning on where the actual spot of the foul was, but that doesn't make a difference.
Well, the foul would have occurred about 3 yards downfield if it was a spot foul. And the question is, it's a defensive holding, so it just marched off from the line of scrimmage. So they've got it sorted out, and they have all agreed that the ball belongs on the 38, where it is first and 10. Freisinger drops. Here comes pressure, and they set up a screen. Lauer makes the catch, but he's immediately hit by two Saints. Fell forward for about a 1-yard gain. Casey Piper right there on the stop, along with Carter Zent. Second down and 9.
Started out as if they were going to have a pretty good setup because they had a hat for a hat, but give Dwenger defense a great job there by the two kids, avoiding the blocks and making the play.
Piper, a 6-foot, 205-pound senior middle linebacker. And they'll roll to the left. Looking, still looking on the roll. Freisinger, he'll run out of room. He gets hit and gets taken down, and I don't know if he even got back to the line of scrimmage. He took his time kind of drifting out to the left, which was the wide side of the field, but never took it north and south, and eventually got forced down after losing a couple of yards.
Well, there's the youthfulness in there. That would have been a perfect opportunity. You don't like it, throw it out of bounds. Throw it in direction of a receiver, but don't take a sack.
Third down, 11. And a bad snap. Freisinger had trouble handling it, and he gets sacked. Picks up the bounce, and there's Ellinger with the hit in the backfield at the 28-yard line. And it's going to be a punting situation as Carroll faces fourth down and long and they'll give it back to Bishop Dwenger.
Very lucky that the way that ball bounced, it came back in his area to catch it. And otherwise, Ellinger may have picked that one up off the turf and ran with it for a while.
Corbin Dempsey will kick it away. Stands at his own 12 to receive this snap, and it's a good one. The kick is away. Oh, a short shank kick. Bounces short of midfield, but takes a big Carroll roll and finally down near the 39 or 40-yard line. Might have got the best out of that. 33-yard kick with no return. They'll put it at the 40, where the Saints, again, with great field position in a tie ball game, 6-6 with 2:20 left in the third quarter. Saints had a 6.5-minute drive to open up this third quarter. Ended with a field goal to tie the score. Now they start at their own 40 on the left hash. And they're going to give it again to Tittman. Bounces it off the right side of the line and takes it upfield across the 50 to the Carroll Chargers 49. That's a 12-yard gain. And we've got a player down. One of the Saints is down, and that might be Tittman. Trying to do an inventory, and I don't see Tittman standing, so I think it's Tittman, and I think he's cramping up. He's carried the ball a lot.
Yeah.
It was an 80-something degree day. Not the high humidity that sometimes you see these cramping situations, but
he has expended a lot of energy tonight. And right now, Dwenger's found a running game that they did not have in that first half. And I'm not seeing a lot of change other than the fact that they're staying on their blocks a little bit more.
Had to stretch out the calf. He's up and seems to be walking fine over to the far sideline. So it is a first down for the Bishop Dwenger Saints, and they've crossed the 50 at the 49 of Carroll. Last 2 minutes, 10 seconds of our third quarter. Ball centered between the hash mark, shotgun snap, and Jordan gives to the new tailback, and he gets hit at the 47 and goes backwards. And that's Gavin Goldacker, who made the play for the Carroll defense. Trying to see who's in the game as the running back for Bishop Dwenger. There's the snap and a give. They're going to bounce it to the left and get to the edge, and it's Ellinger. Ellinger turns the corner, takes it up the sideline, and finally knocked out near the 35. That's going to be a gain of 12 and a first down, and that time Ellinger bounced it out to the near sideline and then beat Carroll around the corner.
Well, he's an athlete, and having him be able to come in and be that next back for him has got to be a big help.
Houston Ellinger, 5'11", 185-pound senior, and he gets the carry again. And again, he stood up on the interior after a gain of 1. And again, at the bottom of the pile, Gavin Goldacker. Carroll coaches said that between Pease, Goldacker, and Brubaker, the three across the front, they're as good in that defensive interior at the line of scrimmage as they have been in a very long time. Second down and 9 at the Carroll 34. Saints right to left. They'll fake the handoff. They'll throw the screen. Here comes the Carroll defense. Nothing there. A loss of a yard on the play. Carroll has been very good defending that quick little screen. You talk about running that screen of that bunch formation where you've already got quite a few bodies you've got to block out of the way, and Carroll was all over it.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to try to accomplish in a short space, and you're better off running a toss sweep and not blocking everything down and let your back get to the outside.
Third down and 10. And a quick pitch to the left. Here comes Tittman to this side, and nice tackle by Jaden Van Pelt. hit him low, took him down, never gave him the corner, and he goes down at the 34 after a 1-yard gain. Now you've got Austin Roars limping off, and I think he might be cramping up.
Yeah, I think he went for the stretcher of that calf out.
4th down and 9. And, they were lining up for what would have been a 52-yard field goal.
That's what I thought, too. I was like, wait a minute. But I tell you, on the most recent field goal, he had it.
Into the third quarter here at Carroll. It's a 6-6 game. This one's going to be decided in our final quarter, which comes up next. It's a high school football game of the week presented by Midwest Box Breaks on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. They didn't waste any time getting the football set, and Lucas Wynn just drilled a 51-yard field goal. And I mean, that was a beauty. 51 yards, and Bishop Dwenger has their first lead of the night, 9-6. And I am quite sure that's going to be a Bishop Dwenger record. The question is, what the state record, county record, conference record, because 51 is almost unheard of in high school.
Yeah, and he nailed it, too. I mean, that would have been good from at least 55.
What a kick by Lucas Wynn, the senior kicker for the Bishop Dwenger Saints, and they lead it 9-6 on the first play of the fourth quarter.
Holy smokes.
And our field goal parade continues, but that one was more exciting.
It sure was. He hammered it.
Now he's probably got some adrenaline pumping. He's going to kick it off. This one may end up in Roanoke. North to south as the Saints go here in the fourth quarter. And here's the kick. And you can wave goodbye. That one is into the end zone, and it will be another touchback for the Carroll Chargers coming out to the 20-yard line. Well, for the first time tonight, the Carroll Chargers find themselves behind on the scoreboard after a 51-yard field goal by Lucas Wynn.
Well, they've established a run game here in the second half. Bishop Dwenger has given them some opportunities to move the football a little better. Now it's really Carroll's going to have to find something here to get the ball moving.
11:53 on the clock. Ball on the left hash. Shotgun, and they'll throw a little screen to Van Pelt, and then he'll throw it. He's got a man over the top at the 50, 45, 40. It's a foot race. 30, 25, and finally down at the 23-yard line. Van Pelt throws the pass to Shaley, and he got behind the defense, but fortunately, Nick O'Keefe had the wheels to catch up and take him down before it got to the house. And it's a first down Carroll on a big play, and Jaden Van Pelt doing it all. Threw a little screen, and because he was behind the quarterback, he was able to throw it. Now a fumble on the handoff, and a scrum for the football. Dwenger says they've got it. And the officials will agree. Bishop Dwenger recovers a fumble on the very next play. Bedlam on the far sideline for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Wow, what a momentum switch. After Carroll just went to a trick play for a huge gain, they fumble on a handoff, and Bishop Dwenger takes over at their own 23-yard line.
Well, that may be the play of the game. And a swing of momentum so fast, if you blinked, you missed it because of the double pass and then the quick handoff that results in a fumble.
Saints offense back on the field with 11 and a half minutes to play. And Pittman with a nice run. Puts up at the numbers and takes it for first down yardage. A 12-yard gain out to the 35.
Crazy.
Good to see Pittman back out there. First and 10 for the Saints from their own 35-yard line. Ball on the left hash. Two receivers bunch up to the right. Shotgun for Jordan. Give up the middle, Tippmann. Not much there. On the left side of the line, he'll gain a couple to the 37.
Yeah, here comes a big second down here coming up for Bishop Dwenger. Heck of a momentum swing there for the Saints with that fumble recovery.
We got 10 minutes and 35 seconds left here at Carroll. Saints lead it 9-6. 5 field goals tonight. Second down and 8 from the 37. Ball on the left hash mark. Single back is Tippmann, and Tippmann will get the carry. He's grabbed at the line of scrimmage, but pulls forward out to the 40. That'll be a gain of about 3 yards for Gus Tippmann. And set up a third down and 5 for Bishop Dwenger. And this kind of imperative that somehow Carroll get that football back after the big mistake on the turnover.
Well, yeah, because getting that big play got the momentum in their favor and into scoring territory. Now they got to hope they can flip it and get the ball back and have a good field position.
Third down and 5 from the 40-yard line. High snap, handled, give to Tippmann. Tippmann's going to be short, taken down near the 43, about 2 yards short of the first down. It's going to be fourth down, about 2, maybe 2.5 to go at the 42.5. Got to think that Jason Garrett with a 3-point lead is going to play the field position game here and let Wynn kick it away. Bishop Dwenger will punt it. From the left hash, Wynn standing at his own 28-yard line. Ball out at the 43. Jaden Van Pelt goes deep. The snap and the left-footed boot is away. And Van Pelt signals fair catch and makes it at about the 23-yard line. First and 10 for the Carroll Chargers, trailing it by 3.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't try to make something with that one.
8:45 left in the football game. Well, remember, Van Pelt tried to make a catch on the run and return it in the first half, and he muffed it, and maybe that's got him a little gun shy, trying to come up and make that catch in traffic. Trip receivers line up to the left. Single receiver to the right, a roll to the left for Freisinger. The left-handed quarterback throws it behind Harrison Shaley on an out route near sideline near the 28-yard line.
Ellinger, had he just looked up a tad second earlier, he may have picked that and walked into the end zone.
And he had his eyes set on Shaley.
He sure did.
And the ball actually behind Shaley almost went right through Ellinger. Pump fake, throw over the middle, and that's into traffic and incomplete. And that time Freisinger wanted to go to the left. He pump faked and quickly threw over the middle right into traffic. Yeah. Lucky that didn't get picked off.
Yeah, he forced that one. That's the first ball I've seen him try to force in there. And there's no need to. You got time here, but here's a big 3rd and 10.
Third down 10 from the 25. Roll out to the right. Throw to the near side. Ballman goes down, makes the catch, and I think he's got enough for a first out at the 35-yard line. First down, 11-yard gain.
Great job.
And you know what? We've seen Ballman. He just has a knack for knowing where that first down stick is. We've seen him toe tap on the sideline. Yeah. That time he was in the field of play around the numbers, but he got past the stick and then made a catch sliding to the turf. First and 10 Carroll at the 35. Drop back in the pocket, Freisinger, a quick throw on a hitch here on the near sideline. It's caught by Bachman, and he'll make the catch and sprint down the sideline before being knocked out at the 43 after gaining 8 yards. Only went about 3 or 4 yards downfield, just stopped And then once he made the catch, sprinted for what he could and stepped out of bounds. It's a 9-yard gain to the 44. 2nd down and 1.
Yeah, good little pitch and catch they got going on.
From the left hash, Van Pelt lines up wide to the right. Slot each side. Freisinger drops, looks. Now he's going to start to scramble up the middle of the field. And again, he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. He's taken down for a loss. They were 2nd and 1, and now they're 3rd and 2.
Yeah, Dwenger did a good job there. They ran that flat curl that he went through earlier in the game. Now they're coming back and going quick here.
3rd down, short 2. Give up the middle. Lauer's going to have the 1st down and get close to midfield. To the 50. 6.5-yard gain. And actually, Lauer not in the game. That is Coyote. Devon Coyote who made the carry. Big run for a 1st down from the 50. Drop back, Freisinger looking. The left-handed quarterback will scramble to his left and then throw it high and out of bounds on the near sideline in the general direction of Logan Heath.
Well, there's a smart decision by the young man there. Wasn't there. Got rid of it. You line up, play the next down, and 2nd and 10.
From the 50. 2nd down, 10. Carroll with the football, trailing it 9-6 with 7:10 remaining. Shotgun for Freisinger. And they're going to run a reverse. Here comes Van Pelt. Brings it to the left. Picks up a block. He's at the 40 as he weaves through defenders at the Bishop Dwenger 40. A 10-yard gain. And now let's see if that's enough for the 1st down. They give him 11 to the 39, and that will move the chains.
Yeah, nice play call at the right time with the hard-flowing defense.
Left hash, shotgun snap, and a quick throw. Nope, he fakes it. Now he'll roll to the left, throw down the sideline. It's over the head, incomplete of intended receiver Mason Bachman. And that will bring up 2nd down and 10. The clock stops with 6:47 left.
Yeah, they've gone to that route now way too many times, and Dwenger can just sit on it. They need to come back to that overdrag that they hit Van Pelt earlier in the game. That was a big play.
4 wide, 2 each side. Ball on the left hash, drop back Freisinger. He looks, now throws. Caught by Logan Heath at the 30. He's a yard short of the 1st down. There is a flag on the field.
I think it's going to be holding, yeah.
A flag at the Bishop Dwenger 20, about 20 yards downfield, and so it's going to be a 1st down for Carroll.
Yeah, you got to take the result of the penalty.
And the defense. Resulting 1st down.
I think Doug's wanting it added on. Yeah. No, Doug, you can't do that.
Can't get both.
Can't get both.
6:41 remaining. Carroll is going to get a 1st down off this penalty. And the ball is going to the 29-yard line. 9-6 Dwenger. The only lead of the night, and it's a fake handoff. Freisinger, a keeper, picks up a block inside the 25, dives close to the 22 or 23-yard line. That's a nice gain of about 6, almost 7 yards for Freisinger.
He's got to do a better job of securing the ball.
Yeah.
It was kind of all over the place. Dwenger now doubling Van Pelt at the top.
And a handoff. They give it to Coyote, and he's hit as he goes through the hole. And that's going to be a short gain, if any gain at all. Maybe a yard to the 22. We go under 6 minutes left. It's a 3rd down, about 3 to go.
Had he cut up the field, up vertically, he had a big play.
Saints show blitz. They're bringing the linebackers up.
I think they jumped.
3 down and 2 linebackers filling the gaps. 4 wide for Carroll. And they look to the middle of the field. Freisinger, he'll throw it. Oh, he had Bauman wide open. Ran the out and up, and Bauman was open on the near sideline, and instead the underthrow was deflected by a receiver in front of Bachman as Sheely put a hand up and deflected it away from his own guy.
Yeah, of all things, things that he's been doing tonight has been throwing that type of throw. And for him to not throw it is just, oh, my goodness.
Well, that's one where you got to just lob it up there and let him go make the catch in the end zone because he had beaten his man badly on the out and up route. Now 4th down, 3 to go. Offense stays on the field for the Carroll Chargers and a timeout as Carroll's going to think about it with 5:37 left. 9-6 Dwenger leading it over the Carroll Chargers. Chargers at the 22 with a 4th down and 3 on the Midwest Box Breaks Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. 5:37 remaining here at Carroll. Saints lead at 9-6 over the Carroll Chargers. Carroll on a 4th down and about 3 to go. They send the offense on the field at the Bishop Dwenger 22-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. And a drop back for Freisinger. Blitz comes. Here comes pressure. They're going to sack him. Back at the 26-yard line, Houston Ellinger was the first one to wrap him up on the blitz. And a 4th down stop by the Saints.
After the play.
Sideline warning after the play, but it's going to be Bishop Dwenger with the stop on the sack on 4th down. And a 9-6 lead protected by Bishop Dwenger. They take over the football with 5:32 left.
I'm just surprised he didn't try the field goal there. You're down by 3, tie the ball game up. You still have time, I guess, and then maybe that's what he's thinking, that I still have time to get the ball back and potentially tie it up. But you're putting a big weight on your defense's shoulders right now.
Saints come out with the offense. They'll go left or right, leading at 9-6. They'll start from their 26-yard line. Ball on the right hash. And a give to the running back right up the middle, pounding out to the 29 and then push the other direction. That did not look like Tipman. Well, it was Tipman. Gus Tipman with the carry.
Tipman's got 33 carries for 157 yards on the night already. And that's basically been the second half.
Well, he came in with 26 carries for the first 3 games. Yeah. So tonight's been a huge night for Tipman.
But the first half, they just didn't have much going, but they found a rhythm now.
Under 5 minutes left, 9-6 Saints. 2nd down, 7, and a pitch to Ellinger. He's going to try to get to the far sideline. Turns it upfield, around the edge, and dives for the first down stick, and that is going to be enough at the 36-yard line for a first down.
Great effort on that one, and Ellinger showing out with the opportunity of trying to dive and get the first down when they need it, and does it. You got to love plays like that.
And stayed in bounds, so the clock continues to run with 4:36 left. Saints with a 9-6 lead and the football. At the 36, it's on the left hash, 1st and 10. Henry Jordan takes the snap, quick pitch to the right. Here comes Tipman, and he gets hit as he falls across the 40 out to the 42. Maybe the 41, but that's still 5 yards for Gus Tipman, and now you got another Carroll Charger who's down, cramping up.
Well, they found their rhythm with that little toss sweep where they're blocking down with the tight end and getting the 2 people pulling around the edge there. And that one went for about 6 yards, and they're, getting those chunk yards on that play.
Trying to see who they're treating on the field. Carroll with a man down, and they're stretching out that left leg and that left calf, trying to pull the toes. And let's see.
36, I think.
That's Liam Keys. Defensive tackle. 6'3", 225-pound senior. So he'll come out of the game. We've got 4:13 left. It is second down, 5 to go. Saints with the football at their own 41, right hash. Trip receivers bunched up near side left, and a handoff up the middle to Tipman, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage and fights for a yard out to the 43.
Well, here comes the biggest play thus far of this drive or series of drives. Third and about 3 for Bishop Dwenger.
Saints leading it by 3, 9-6. A 51-yard field goal by Lucas Wynn, the difference in the ball game. Yes, a 51-yard field goal. Same formation, bunched up with trips to the left. Single back, shotgun snap, and they'll pitch it. Quick pitch. This is Ellinger. Ellinger cuts it up at the hash marks and takes it out to the 46.5, and that's a first down. Needed 3, got 4.
You got to be impressed right now with Bishop Dwenger's running attack and the big guys up front finding a way to muster enough to clear the way. But this is that physical pound-you football that Bishop Dwenger has traditionally been known for years.
Clock goes under, 3 minutes left. Saints trying to hold on with a 3-point lead. First and 10 at their own 47-yard line. Again, they bunch up 3 to the left of the formation, and a quick pitch to the left. Cutting it up inside the block is Tipman, and he'll go short yardage for a couple of yards out to the 49. Be second down and 8, but again, 2:33 clock running with 33 on the play clock. Dwenger can get this down to about 2 minutes.
You got to think Doug is going to start using his timeouts here at some point.
My guess is short gain here, and he'll have to burn a timeout. Second down, 8 to go at their own 49-yard line for Bishop Dwenger. Ball on the left hash. This time they'll bunch the formation on the right side of the line. There's the snap. Quick pitch to the right. Coming out is Ellinger. Ellinger to the edge, and that time a good open field tackle by Van Pelt. Takes the legs out of Ellinger, but he falls forward to the Carroll 49. Couple of yards. Now it's third down and about 6 to go, and there's the first of the second half timeouts for Carroll. So we'll take a break with 1:57 remaining. 9-6. Bishop Dwenger, a 3-point lead over the Carroll Chargers on the Midwest Box Breaks Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Coming up after the game, Shannon Griffith will recap this one, and then it's on to the Custer's post-game show. Live from Pizza Hut. I'll be at the Pine Valley Pizza Hut. Adam Lundy will be our scoreboard operator. Live at the mic at the Village of Coventry. All your scores of area games. Third down, 6. Big play from the 49. Play action. Drop in the pocket. Throw near side. It is caught at the 30 or at the 42 and taking it inside the 40 to 38. That's a first down. And that is A.J. Shefferly who makes the catch. Just found a soft spot over on the near sideline and takes it to the Carroll 37 for a first down with only 1:44 left. Time running out on the Carroll Chargers.
Got to respect Jason Garrett to put it in the senior's hands, your quarterback, to make the right decision. Waited a little bit too long for me, but ultimately got the completion.
From the 37, first and 10. Dwenger. Pitch to Ellinger. Ellinger, the hole just swallowed up. Nice play by Eli Newhouser, who takes him down for no gain. That time it looked like there was a hole in Newhouser. The middle linebacker just shot the gap and took down Ellinger quickly. And a timeout is called, so we've got another timeout on the field with 1:20 left. Bishop Dwenger trying to hold on. They lead it 9-6 over the Carroll Chargers with 1:20 left on the Midwest Box Breaks High School Football Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Second down and 10. Fumble on the handoff exchange, and Dwenger's able to jump on it and avoid disaster. Ellinger didn't get the handoff cleanly from Jordan, and he jumps on it at the 39, a loss of 2. But we're down to only a minute left.
Carroll must be out of timeouts. I thought they had one left, but they must be totally out.
Carroll is out of timeouts with 55 seconds and the play clock at 18.
Well, theoretically, all they have to do is run one play, and it's over.
Down to 10. Shotgun for Jordan. Looks at the wristband. Play clock down to 2, down to 1, and the snap. There's a pitch to the left. Ellinger hit in the backfield, taken down at the 40. But now you've got 28 seconds, the play clock at 40, so they don't need to snap the football on a 4th down. The Bishop Dwenger Saints, with 3 field goals, defeat the Carroll Chargers with 2 field goals. And for the second week in a row, our game of the week ends without a touchdown. The Saints win their 3rd straight. They improve to 3-1. Carroll falls to 1-3. And the 10th ranked team in Class 4A get a 51-yard field goal from Lucas Wynn and defeat Carroll 9-6. What a game.
Yeah, you go back to that last play where Carroll had it on 4th down and could have kicked it.
We'll come back. It is the high school football game of the week on 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Welcome back to Carroll High School, where the Bishop Dwenger Saints have beaten the Carroll Chargers 9-6 in a defensive struggle and the battle of field goal kickers tonight. But Lucas Way got off a 51-yard field goal at the start of the 4th quarter, hitting it and giving that 9-6 lead for Bishop Dwenger. And Carroll had an opportunity to kick it on a 4th down inside the Dwenger 25, but decided to actually go for it on 4th down. But Ellinger makes a great play on a sack. And from that point forward, Bishop Dwenger was able to ground it out and run the clock completely out, never giving the ball back to Carroll tonight. And the Carroll Chargers lose at home to Bishop Dwenger. And in the second half, Bishop Dwenger found a rhythm offensively and a run game. And it was a gutsy run game as Tippmann goes for 37 carries and 169 yards on the night. Jordan was 9 of 16 for 55 yards, but had a critical 3rd down pass that kept the drive alive for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Looking back tonight at the scoring, it all started in the 1st quarter. This time Carroll gets off to an early lead at 7:04 as Corbin Dempsey hits a 21-yard field goal, giving Carroll an early 3-0 lead. Then also in the 1st quarter, Bishop Dwenger at 3:13. Lucas Wynn from 20 yards out. That gave a tie score at 3-3. Then into the 2nd quarter, Carroll at 2:51, again, Corbin Dempsey from 18 yards out. That gave Carroll a 6-3 halftime lead over the Bishop Dwenger Saints. And at that point, it was pretty much a defensive struggle in the battle in the first half. Neither team really finding a running game. A couple of big plays by Carroll to Van Pelt from Freisinger that really did not add any opportunity other than a couple field goals. And into the second half we go. This time at the 3rd quarter, Bishop Dwenger strikes first at 5:26. Lucas Wynn from 30 yards out, capping a 16-play drive to start the half. And that tied us at 6-6. Then with 11:53 left, another 7-play drive on a 4th down. Coach Garrett sends out Lucas Wynn from 51 yards away, and he nails it. Probably would have been good from 55. but that was ultimately the winning score, giving Bishop Dwenger a 9-6 victory here tonight. And like I alluded to earlier, Carroll had an opportunity to at least tie the game, but Coach Dinan decided to go for it, and Ellinger from Bishop Dwenger made a huge play, sacking Freisinger on a 4th down, giving the ball back to Bishop Dwenger, who went on another big drive to run out the clock and capture a 9-6 win over the Carroll Chargers, pushing their record now to 3-1 overall, 2-0 in the Summit Athletic Conference. Carroll falls to 1-3 and 1-1 in the SAC as well, heading in to next week's slate of games. And reminder that Jordan was 9 of 16 for 55 yards. Tippmann, 37 carries, 169 yards for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Stay tuned. Right after this, Brett Rump, Adam Lundy will get you all caught up on all the scores from in and around the area with the post-game wrap-up show from Pizza Hut, as well as Adam at the head office there for Federated Media. But I want to thank Macy Gray back in the studio for taking care of us tonight. That's going to do it here from Carroll High School, as the Bishop Dwenger Saints has beaten the Carroll Chargers 9-6. And for Brett Rump, Macy Gray, I'm the coach, Shannon Griffith. You have been listening to the Midwest Box Breaks Game of the Week on 1380 The Fan, 100.9 FM. Good night and have a great weekend, everybody.